Hi, this is Monica with dailydwelling.com. Today I am going to take you through my process of creating a digital scrapbook layout, and I will be using a template for this layout. This is the template for this month's Lily Pads template challenge, and this template was provided by Just Jaimee. The very first thing that I always do with a template after I have brought it into Photoshop is I make a duplicate copy of the template, and that is what I use to work with. So to do that, go up to Image, Duplicate. It gives you you can rename it. Um, I'm not ready to rename it right now because I don't know what I'm going to call this layout yet. So just click OK, and there you have your duplicate copy. Then I will close out of the original. My reason for doing this is so that I am not making any changes to the original document. It can stay intact. So there you have, this is the template that I will be working with. As you can see, it has 1, 2, 3 photo spots, and so I have already edited 3 pictures. I recently purchased a kit from Forever Joy Designs that I want to use for this layout, and it is a fall kit. So I went back into Lightroom and found some fall pictures from, oh gosh, from a long time ago. um, these pictures are actually from September of 2009. We don't have a lot of fall colors where I'm living right now, but we did have lots of fall colors in Germany, and I remembered those pictures, so I went back and got those, edited those. Also works really well because I only had 3 children at that time, and 1, 2, 3 photo spots. So I have one for each of the children. So I'm just gonna one by one bring the photos into Photoshop, into the photo spot. I'm gonna click them. Let's see. Okay, with this message, I'm just gonna say yes, and I'm gonna clip the photos to the photo spots. Before clipping them, though, I'm gonna resize a little bit so they'll fit in. If you hit down the Shift key while you are dragging your photo to resize it, it will keep the dimensions correct for you. Okay. Just going to move it around a little bit. Okay. Now, to actually clip it into the photo spot, you hold down the Control-Alt keys and then hit the letter G. And as you see, that just clips that photo perfectly into that spot. I'm going to resize it just a tad more and turn it just a bit. Resize it. I want to get her whole face in there. Oh, I can't believe how small my kids were then. Really, really takes me back. Okay, so for the middle picture, I want to use Mary Catherine's photo. So I'm going to do the same thing, bring it in, resize it a little bit, and to do that I'm just dragging in from the corners while holding the Shift key. There we are. Let's say Control-Alt-G. I think I like that angle right there. And then we'll get Will. You know what, before I bring this in, I'm gonna edit this photo just a little bit more. I'm gonna brighten it up just a tad. Just moving the brightness and the contrast. I'm gonna go into levels just a tad. there we are. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. Then combine these layers into one and then drag this photo into the template. Okay, same thing again. I'm just going to resize it to where I think it's going to fit well. Into that spot. Move it around. And you can also do some more playing with the placement after it's clipped. I just kind of like to get an idea of what I'm going for before I clip it, and move it over just a tad and tilt it just a bit. There we go. I think that's good. Okay. The next thing I usually do is I work with my papers. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to try something out and see if it works. I think I want everything on this template except for the background papers moved down, yes, to the center. Okay, there we go. In between the two papers, and this is what I love about templates, is they can be changed and really made into something of your own while giving you some of the composition already done. There, I think I'm going to like that. Okay, so this white paper is the background paper, and I'm going to just start by guessing at a paper, just choosing something that I think will work, and this may change. I do a lot of changing as I go, as I see what's going to work and what's not. So here we go. I always bring my photos in from ACDC. I use that to manage all of my scrapbook kits. So that's what I bring my papers in from. Okay, so this is the kit by Forever Joy Designs. It's called Color Fall, and it is available at the lily pad. So I'm just going to open this folder with the papers, and I'm going to select something. Okay, now this is my thinking. Because there is going to be some journaling right here over this orange paper, I'm going to select a solid color for that, or a more neutral color, so that I can write some journaling in. So I'm going to try and go for a more patterned paper in the white spot. And let's see. Just going to take a moment to look through what I have here and select something. Let's see. I'm going to start with this one. See how this works. Okay. And then I'm going to select something solid colored for my bottom paper. I kind of think I'm going to go with this gray color. We'll see how that works. Okay, so to clip it to the paper shape, Control-Alt-G again, that is one shortcut that I use a ton. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that for a while and play with some other things as I decide. Okay, usually I try to fill in my paper spots first, and there are some more spots, some circular elements. I'm going to take a look at the elements in this kit and see what kind of circular elements there are before I just plop down a paper in those spots. Okay, you can see here I'm just leafing through. I think I'm going to select one of these for that spot right there. Okay, so I bring it in, I just drag and drop it into okay. Actually, I think I'm just going to stick that back there. Okay. And actually, I'm going to go back to my papers, take a look at those. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what that looks like. Control Alt G, clips it. I think I'm going to use that there. No, I'm not actually. Okay, go back to my elements again. Let's try this button. There we go. Okay, you just have the love showing. I'm going to turn it just a bit. I don't like always having everything exactly straight because on a real page I don't think things would be straight. Okay, I'm going to put another one of those circles on the other side just for balance. Try this brisk. I don't like how that shows, so I'm going to try something else. I always try to click on the layer that the element's going to go over just so it's in the exact right spot when I bring it in. I don't have to do a lot of moving things around. Okay, just going to leave that there. And also, you'll notice over here, I just, the little eye marker indicates the visibility of the layer, and I turn that off when I place my element over that spot on the template, just so that it's not showing anymore. And before I save, I'll go back through and delete all of those hidden layers. I think I am going to put a paper in the spot. Solid color. Let's try this blue denim. Yeah, maybe. No, I'm actually not going to go with that. I'm going to try a button. Or a flower. I think a flower may work really well in that spot. Let's see what this does. Oop, that's a big one. I could just make it smaller. Yes, and just a tad bigger. Go. Happy with that. Okay. And then in this next spot, let's see what we'll do. Let's try this. Again, it's much bigger than what I want. And there. Okay. Turn that off. And turn that shadow off. There we go. Good, good. Okay. I'm not really sure what I'm going to put in these spots right there, so I'm just going to turn them off for the moment. Any layers that I'm not sure that I will keep and I want to unclutter some space, I just turn the visibility off. I do have a little bit of a simpler style than what is on this template, and so I just turn off what I don't want, at least at the moment. I saw another button down here that I think I liked a little bit better. I'm going to go with this heart. So cute. That's small. So I am going to use it in another spot. Just going to tuck that between those two photos right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to look for something that I will use as a title. Let's go with, let's see what this is gonna do for us. I actually think I like this in the center, right there underneath that middle photo. I'm gonna turn this title off. Just not quite sure. Let's see. Okay, since I have that title right there for the moment, I want to turn this journaling off. I can find another spot for my journaling. I like to leave my work areas uncluttered as I can as I'm working. Come up here to styles and go ahead and put a shadow on that. And the other elements that I've already added. I use shadow styles by One Little Bird Designs. I've been using these for forever and I absolutely love them. I do tweak a little bit more from time to time, but with those shadow styles, I also have some from Jen Barrett that I use as well, but I've mostly used the One Little Bird's shadow styles. I really, really like them. Okay, I'm going to put some ribbon back here. Take a look at what's in there. Let's see, this gray would be really nice. Move it back and turn it just a bit. There we go. Let's unclick this banner, and I'm just going to make a duplicate copy of this. If you hold down the Alt key and begin moving your element, it will copy it for you. That is a trick I just learned this week. Control J will do the same thing. Let's uncheck that and that shadow. There's another shadow. I'm going to uncheck so I can add my own shadow. Okay. Now I'm going to take a look at the paint that's included in this kit. I really like the look of paint, and I'm glad that Just Jaimee included these, but I do want the colors to complement what I'm using in the rest of my layout. So I'm just going to select the paint layer, select a color, click OK. If you check this little box right here, that will hold the transparency of the layer, and then click Alt backspace to change the color of the paint. Go with this color right here, there. Yes, I think that's going to work much, much better. Okay, and then for this pink color, I'm going to find a light pink in this paper. Okay, move this around just a tad, not too much. There we go. I'm going to make this a little bit more opaque by dragging the opacity down. That lightens the color a little bit too. Okay, here's this gold. Don't know that I want to keep that gold paint. Keep it for now. And then decide, okay, next what you're going to see me do is I'm just going to try out some more elements on the page to see what I like, what I don't like, what's going to work, and I'm just going to move things around and just work to see what I can get, what kind of looks I can get. To move your elements up or down a layer, you use the control bracket keys. sometimes I have a bit of a trouble moving things. And so then I just click outside of the working area and move back in, and magically it will select. Okay, I'm just using these small buttons to anchor down the photos. Yes. There we go. I brought the string just underneath the little button there. I like that. Okay, I'm going to turn it just a tad. Maybe even enlarge it just a bit. Cute. It gets to a point at the end of the layout where I can just, I'm looking through the elements in the kit, and I try something and it just doesn't work. That usually signals that I am nearing completion on my page. I'm not an entirely minimalist scrapper, but I don't like things too cluttered either. We're not selecting the layer I want to select, are we? No. There we are. Love, love, love the Control Z key where I can fix all of my mistakes. There are bound to be plenty of them, and that's okay. I'm just nudging it slightly. Okay. Okay, I am going to pause right here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pause just to do my journaling real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I have added in my journaling right here, and I kind of fit it around the A in autumn, so that kind of curved just a little bit. I just did that through the way that I typed. And now that my layout is pretty much finished, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to combine any layers that are clipped to one another. Um, and you do this by going to layer and merge layers, or what I like to do is a shortcut of Control E. And so I will go through and look for any instances where that is the case. So I have the one paper at the bottom, and then the photos are of course clipped as well. Control E, Control E, Control E. Okay. The next thing I will do is I will look for any next I'm going to look for any layers that have been where the visibility has been hidden, and I am actually going to delete those layers. This is just a little bit of cleaning up that I like to do before I save, before I make sure all of my shadows are in. I have gotten into the habit of shadowing as I go, but I also do a once over of every layout before I save, just to make sure that everything has a shadow on it. Okay, and so I will go from the top layer down to make sure that I have a shadow everywhere that I need one. Photo 2 frame. Okay, as you can see that this frame, a drop shadow was included in the template for each of the frames, so I'm not going to add an additional shadow to that. I could, but I think the shadows that it came with are good enough. Okay, and I also, while I'm doing this, I look to make sure that everything is where I want it to be grouped together. Okay, so photo 1's frame and drop shadow, I'm going to move down so that they are right above the layer that that photo is on. Yes, my kitty's fussing at me. There's a drop shadow for one of the elements that were included in the layout, the template, that I'm going to take that out. Okay, and I think we are pretty much complete. I am going to save this. Okay. And we are all done. Thank you for joining me in a little scrapbook session. I hope to be able to do this more, and hopefully with that I'll be getting a little bit better at these. Bye.